First, thanks for everybody for joining. We got a good level of participation so far. I got 18 people. Hopefully, more will be trickling in. But we wanted to kick off kind of a reboot of what we did last year as far as a course design for two things. One is, most importantly, how to work with your SOI. Two, how to work with bold trails. I almost said KV Core. How to work with bold trails to make navigating working with your SOI even easier and more effective. So that's really the gist of this class. And so, Aaron, if we go to the next. So the roadmap to 20 million is a program, a planner, probably better said, that will help us make sure that we're staying on track with contacting those people who are most likely to refer you. So stats we should all know. First is that 82% of all real estate transactions come from referrals, right? You go to any coaching guru and that's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you that we get lots of referrals from, or that most of the transactions we get come from referrals. So we should lean into that and learn how to get more referrals. Aaron? This is interesting. 88% of buyers and 82% of sellers would recommend and use their agent again. So I don't know why the disconnect between buyers and sellers. It is harder to sell a home than to help somebody buy a home, but nonetheless, most of our clients love you and want to work with you again. This is a stat that I thought was super duper interesting and telling for the agents who are more effective or most effective. That 60% of agents who make more than $100,000 a year use a CRM, right? So ask yourself an internal question. Are you using the CRM? Are you using it effectively? We have it. We're fortunate enough with Remax Associates that we get Bold Trails for free, right? And Bold Trails is an awesome CRM. It is KV Core on steroids. We're going to go over it. It's KV Core plus everything that Boomtown did awesome. And so it's merging all of that into one just super powerful platform to make you better. Stat number 2, right? So like if you're good, go back, Aaron. If you're good, you're using a CRM. And then the last stat here is 65% of agents who make less than $35K a year do not use the CRM, right? So just to kind of nail down that point. Okay, Aaron. So this is the intro to mapping to $20 million in referral business. So number 1, this program is designed for you to receive a minimum of 1 referral for every 50 people you know. So we're going to be talking about top 50, how to designate your top 50, and then how to market to that top 50. Okay? In busy markets, stats show that everyone knows, so everyone out there that knows about 5 people who will move in the next 12 months. In slower markets, that goes down to 4 people. But everyone we come in contact with knows 4 to 5 people who will be moving in the next 12 months. And so this is a battle then to win to win their top of mind, their next bullet point, to win their top of mind, to ensure that you're the one that's receiving those referrals, right? So let's say that we're in a slower market. So there's 4 people that everyone that knows someone, right? And so this is the quest to stay top of mind for those people, so that they say, hey, I'm moving, hey, I'm selling, hey, I'm buying. It's like, oh, you know what? Chuck O'Brien's a kick-A realtor. You got to use Chuck, right? So that's what this program's geared to do. And lastly, yeah, get more referrals. Make more of an impact in people's lives. I'm a true believer of what we do, how we help people, how we help people's bottom line, how we protect buyers. And then along the way, we can make some pretty darn good money doing it. So let's jump into that. Let's jump into that money side. Let's jump into the math. So if you look at the math of this, so if we're saying that 1 person for every 50 that your top 50, right? If we're saying we're in a slower market, we're going to be conservative here. That's 40 deals in 12 months. The average sales price, I just looked at it this morning, The average sales price, according to UtahRealEstate.com, over the last 30 days is $663,680. So if that's 40 deals at the average price, that's a potential GCI of $26,547,200. And if you are just getting 2% of that, that's $531,000. So I don't know what you made last year, but that sounds pretty darn nice to me. Just go back one quick slide. Not that you care, but my team and I, we do, so Janelle and Brian are on here. We work our top 50, right? And we were just this shy of this number. We were just a hair shy of 25 and a hair shy of 500 as a team. And we try to work our top 50 as best we can. So these numbers are pretty darn accurate. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So who is your top 50, right? And then what to do with the rest of them. So one, it's clients that are actually referring you. I found this stat, which was interesting, is that only 27% of your past clients are actually going to refer you. That doesn't mean they don't like you. It's just not everyone is a connector, right? I'm a connector, right? You ask me like, hey, who's blah, blah, blah. I probably got a guy for them, right? My brother, bless his heart, he will never refer me. He's not that he doesn't like me. I just did a deal with him. It's just he's not that guy, right? He's not a connector. He's a computer programmer. Like he doesn't leave his house. Literally doesn't leave his house. He works, in his living room, and that's his life, right? And like he's an awesome dude, love him. He's just not a connector, right? And so it can't be just clients that make up your top 50, right? And this is something that me and my team, we've fallen short on, and so we're going to do a better on this. Is it also needs to be other people, other connectors, right? Vendors is an awesome awesome referral partner. I'm going to copy and paste this link here into the group chat so that everyone can have it. But here's a video done by the person that put this program together about working with vendors. And we will, in this course, talk about how to work with vendors, who those people might be, and actually what to say to those vendors to get them to be your connectors, to get them to be your referral partners. So, there needs to be some clients. There's some awesome clients, and the ones that do connect, they're likely to connect you to at least 4 people or more, right? So that when you do find a good referral partner, even that's a former client, they're awesome. They're awesome to work with. But we do also want to reach outside of just our former clients. So next slide. So here's the annual planner, and we'll get this out to everybody. We're working on formatting and that kind of thing, but just to be able to read what this planner says. So this says for every single month, there's things that we ought to be doing. One is calling. Separately from calling is texting. So those are 2 different events, right? We should be calling, and then also email or text. Mail or postcards, right? Separate things, right? Client events, so this pushes for quarterly client event. I'm not good at quarterly client events. I'm good at annual. I'm really trying to get better at doing 2 a year. But I have an annual one. The Mission Impossible is coming up, maybe the last one, probably not the last one, but whatever. In May, we got that for our annual client event. Those are awesome things to do. I have never done one of these and not gotten a referral from that, where I've directly met someone who I didn't know at the client event, and then later on did a transaction with them, and that pays for the client event, just that one introduction. So those are always awesome things. And then Popeyes. So my team and I, this last weekend, it's it's like the worst 2-day push, but we do it every year to ourselves, where it's just 2 days driving all over the place, knocking on people's doors, ding dong ditch, where you're just leaving a bag. But we did this really cool popcorn drizzled chocolate and strawberry stuff where we left it on and a little tag that was about the Super Bowl, and just popping by to help you tackle your real estate needs, that kind of stuff. So it's hokey and cheesy, but like people love it. And that's something that I think is super important to help you stay top of mind and connect with those folks. Aaron, can you go next So some of the things in January and February that we do an annual calendar. So that took care of our January. February, you know, that's the Super Bowl. So this month, it's our goal to follow up with every single person we left the popcorn with, and then offer an annual market review. So, hey, you know, we've dropped the popcorn off. Yay, aren't we awesome? And then transition to, like, a lot of my clients are asking for a market review to see what their home is worth or their investment properties, and, you know, to see to help there. So that's what we do with the annual market review. And then, you know, you can see on the left or the right side here, we did the Super Bowl popcorn. So that's what the road to 20 million is, right? It's identifying who are our most likely partners that we refer you. And then the planner is to systematically keep in touch with those folks, right? And then as we do that on a just regular basis you know, we will get referrals and you will get more success out of it. So that's the goal of the roadmap to 20 million. And then how to make Bold Trails work for you to be able to identify who those 20 million are and then succinctly work with them. Monty, what's up?
Can we get a copy of that PDF?
Yes.
We'll send it out after.
That's right.
Thank you.
Erin and her team are final touches on that, and we'll get the whole package to everyone. There's not only this PDF, but there's some instructions to go along with it to make sure that it's clear, and we'll have that whole package to everyone just as soon as possible. Yeah. Any other questions on the roadmap to 20 million and the annual planner? Okay. Well, with that, let's transition into Bold Trails, and also one of the ways in which we can send something, an item of value to our folks, that's an email. So Erin.
Yeah, so we're excited. If you guys haven't logged into Bold Trail yet, since we transitioned over in December, what it is they took KV Core, the skeleton of KV Core, and combined it with several different great CRM platforms, but the one that you guys all probably know the most is Boomtown. It is an amazing CRM, and the two of them combined has been a great feature of having both of the best of both worlds into one CRM. So we're going to go over like what's new inside of Bold Trail. The first thing is where you go to log in. You can still log in going to kvcore.com. It's just going to redirect you. But if you want to go directly to app.boldtrail.com, that's how you log in. Use your email that you use for all of your emails within RE/MAX Associates. If you don't know your password, please email me and I will get you your password. Or you can do forgot password as well, and it will send it to you. So hopefully everybody can get logged in, but that's how you're going to go and get logged in, is app.boldtrail.com. I will say do not go through remax.net in the Mac Center to go and get logged in. You're going to want to go to the app to log in. And then some other things that are new is the enhanced search bar functionality for faster navigation. So at the very top of Bold Trail, when you log in, it has a search bar. And I really like this. You can search for your contacts by their first name, last name, phone number, email address, you name it, you can search for it. You can also search for listings, you can search for deals, you can search for products. Basically, you can search for everything. So that is a really nice feature that they have added inside of there. So if you're ever like, oh my gosh, where is this? Just type it in and you're going to find it. So if you're looking for Present, which used to be called Core Present, you can just type in Present and it will show up there. So if you don't know where to find it, just search up there. The next thing that's new is improved UI and UX with cleaner and more intuitive interface. What does that mean? So that's a cleaner, more responsive website for not only you guys when you log in to use the CRM, but also for your clients. So they're going through and seeing what is the most user-friendly for people and their experience within Bold Trail and also the consumers on your website. So they have really cleaned up that as well on Bold Trail. This one I'm super excited about. The advanced page editor with new features. So this is a really easy way to build web pages. So a lot of people have asked me like, can I build my own web page within KV Core? And always the answer was yes. But in Bold Trail, they have made it super easy for you. Right in the middle, I have this little diagram and it shows you it's so simple where you can say, I want title on my page, and you just grab the box and you slide it over, and then you can type. Or if you want a photo, you can grab the image icon and slide it over to your page, and you can add an image. And then here's a couple of examples of what it looks like. And this is a huge improvement to what KV Core had. So we're super excited about that on our team, especially if we're making your websites, because it makes our jobs look a lot easier. It makes your websites look really clean. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer, this is going to make it so much easier for you to go in and make additional pages on your website. But if you aren't, you can always reach out to our team and we're able to help you create those pages on your Bold Trail account.
Hey,
So
Aaron,
yes.
can we use Advanced Pages Editor to create other pieces of marketing or other material besides the
No,
website?
no, this is only to create web pages. They also have the advanced editor inside if you want to create email campaigns, but this is only for website or email campaigns. All right. Oh gosh, sorry, that clicked over. Okay, the next thing is what's new is the mobile app. So hopefully every single one of you guys have had KV Core on your phone, but if you haven't, or I want you to go and download Bold Trail, or if you do have KV Core, go delete KV Core off of your phone and go download Bold Trail. I know Dan did it this morning while we were on the call, and he already had it. It was super easy. So just go to your app store, whether you're using an Android or an iPhone, and go search for Bold Trail and download that mobile app. When you
And
go
you said
to,
this already, but it's the same login, same password as everything before, and it's pretty slick.
yep, same login, same password. It is very slick. One thing that I'm super excited about inside of there is a dialer. That is one thing that everybody had questions on. Are they going to have a dialer? And they do. It is inside of the mobile app, and you pull it up and you're able to select the people that you want to call, and it will just start calling them. It only calls one person at a time. When you hang up, it will call the next person. You can leave notes, but it is a really nice dialer that you can use inside on your mobile app. So maybe you're waiting for a client outside of a home. You can pull that up and start making calls. And we'll show you next training on how to set up calls to automatically show up in your system, and it will have that list as well, your daily calls that you need to make. So super excited about that. Go take a look. And it kind of just gives you a little bit of a preview of what it looks like, but it has the photos of the properties they're looking at. It also has the text messages that you've sent. It's a lot more friendly than the KV Core app that was previously used. And then the next thing that's new is the Open House app. They have updated the Open House app. It was already great, but it's even better now. They can go and fill out their contact information when they go, a client comes to your open house, and then they'll get added on a drip campaign. And Dan has a little testimonial of that. Dan, do you want to share your experience? Well,
Janelle's
Janelle
on here. Maybe I'll make Janelle do it.
Oh my
Janelle,
gosh, she is. Let's
if
have
she
Janelle.
unmutes, I'll shut up and let her jump in. But she had a Janelle,
She
did you
unmuted.
Yeah, so I met clients at an open house a year and a half, maybe a little bit more than a year and a half ago. They were already working with an agent. We had probably a 30-minute conversation. The open house was really slow. So we chatted for a long time. We really hit it off, but they were working with another agent. They had signed in, and I mostly just followed up with they didn't give me their agent's number. I mostly just followed up to see, if they were interested in making an offer on the property. It wasn't even my listing. I was doing it for another agent in our office. And a year and a half later, they took my card. A year and a half later, they had ended up pulling their home off the market. They were not happy with the agent they had been working with. And a year and a half later, after they were out of contract, they reached out to me and just said they were, you know, really impressed with my communication and organization. And we ended up closing in January on selling their home, and they purchased a home that ended up being $164,000 higher than they were originally planning on spending.
That's great. And Janelle, you used this app, right? When they came through?
Yes. Yeah. I have my iPad set up at the beginning of my open house, and they signed in.
Yeah, and it's super easy to do, you guys. You just type in the address of the property and it plugs in the photos of the property. It plugs in the information of the property. And then when you set it up, it's this easy. As you can see, they just put in their name, email address, phone number, if they're working with an agent or not, and then how they heard about the open house. And you can toggle some of these questions on or off. So if you don't like some of the questions, you can remove them. But we'll go into that further on one of our other calls about open houses. But I love that testimonial, Janelle, and that it worked out for you using that. So we're super excited about the new, all of that. And then we wanted to do an overview, but I do want to go into a little bit more so we're not jumping back over to the slide. So I want to, when we get in there, I'm going to show you guys the Real Estate Insider. So we do have the Real Estate Insider ready for you guys every single month. The second week of the month, we have a newsletter inside of Bold Trail where you can go and grab it and send it out to your sphere of influence. It is free of charge from RE/MAX. And it has market stats within Utah, all of Utah. So anybody on the call from St. George, we do have St. George stats in there as well as Northern Utah. It's all of Utah. We have a real estate article. We have a mortgage tip from Lifetime Home Loans. And then we have a recipe and any other real estate related articles. We also have in this month, I'm super excited, is we have Movingly, which is a moving company that is an approved affiliate of ours that does a fantastic job of helping your clients or even you move your house. Really great testimonials from Roger Jessup and also Kelly that have used the service and has had really great experience with that. So I'm going to jump over to KV Core and give you guys a little bit of an overview of what KV Core is and how to use it. So hopefully everybody knows how to log in, and I showed you how to. Go to app.boldtrail.com. When you log in, this is going to be your dashboard, and this is the search bar that I was talking about where you can just search anything you want to up here. So if you wanted to search for somebody's name, you could search for their first name, last name, phone number, or email address, or any listing you can search there as well. To add a contact, you would come here and press add contact and fill out all the info. We'll go through adding contacts. This is just going to be an overview of what KV Core is, and we'll go into that later on. If you needed to jump over to the marketplace to see what things they have available, like a vanity domain, if you wanted your own domain, this is where you would find that information. If you wanted to check where your emails are, you can click on the emails and it would show you the list of emails coming in. Any tasks that are due, if you're using the task manager, will be in here. And then I like this show chat. So if you're having a conversation with somebody on your website and they're using the chat feature that looks very similar to the chat feature down below that I'm circling, it will show in here and you can chat with your client back and forth while they're on your website. And then we're going to go over here to Dan's photo and click on Dan's photo or your photo. And this is where you're going to have more information. So the biggest questions I get is what's my email address? And it's very easy. Click on your photo and your website domain, and your website is right here. So Dan's is dan.reputah.com. He has a vanity domain with his team. So his is Rep Utah. Everybody else will be probably like a RE/MAX and whatever their city is in. So like remaxogden.com. And then the one below is going to be your mobile app. So that is your home ownership app that you can send out to your clients to let them search on the go. They can also get an updated home market analysis of what their home's worth. And then my profile. So I'm going to click on my profile and just make sure that you guys are between this call and the next call that we have, that you have all of your agent profile filled out. You can click the edit profile, make sure your phone number's in here, your correct email address, and then any other information you can add in your social media credentials in here, and then your about me section as well. So there is a bio section you can put in here, and then your email signature, and you can copy and paste it from, most people on the call are using Gmail. Just go copy it from your Gmail and then paste it in, and then it will come over here. And then we'll go into the daily call task a little bit later. But one thing I did want to tell you guys is go set up your appointment availability. This will show when you're available to take appointments. So Dan, go set it up. I don't think you want to have appointments coming in at 12 a.m.
I'm 24/7, baby. Let's go. I'm always on call.
Yeah, and it is super easy to do, you guys. You just come in here to edit, and then you're going to go change the time. So just go and select this, and you can select 8 o'clock. I don't know when you want to start, but I'm going to say you're going to start at 8. And then you can select the end time. What time do you stop? 7?
Never.
6? Never
stop.
Okay, I'm going to
Where's
put
the
7
infinity
in here. And then it's in here. So you'll go do that for every single one. If you want to work Sundays, you can check box that on. It's just default to no. And then when you're done putting your availability in here, you're going to press the save button.
Cool.
So you find it in your profile and then go over to appointment availability and edit.
Cool.
All right. So that I would make sure all of this page is filled out by the next call, so that when we jump over and start showing you other things, that your profile is correct and you have your signature in there. But I'm going to jump back over to the dashboard, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. So at any point if you're lost in Bold Trail and don't know where you're at, just click on Bold Trail, the logo in the top left, and it will bring you back to the dashboard, the home page. And this is going to be everything that's going on your CRM. So a couple of things I wanted to point out is we have the RE/MAX Associates Training Vault. If you guys don't know what that is, it is where we host all of our trainings, from everything that Matt does with contracts and negotiation, our Committed to Your Success trainings, the MEC, which is Motivate, Educate, and Collaborate. Those trainings are all out on the Training Vault. So that's a quick link to get over there. You can download your mobile app by just clicking this button. And you can also, I would just skip the company cloud. We don't use it, so don't worry about that. And then you can go through these other pipelines of building your pipeline. They kind of help you go through and build it. There's other playbooks if you have new listings, and then they have other trainings that you can go through as well on here. But what I really like is the dashboard. So we're going to jump down below and show you the dashboard. This is going to show you everything that's going on your website. So Dan is very active on his Bold Trail account, and he has people out there looking on his website. So you can see Brandy Davis was on 2 hours ago. It has this little fire emoji because she is a hot lead. She keeps coming back and looking at properties. So this would be a really good person for Dan to reach out to and see how it's going, if he can answer any questions. So you can see what they're viewing, when they viewed it. You can see the property. And if you wanted more information about that property, you can click the view listing and it will pop up more information about that listing. So it will pop up a new page and it will show you all the information about that listing if you wanted to, so you didn't have to go look it up on the MLS. It will also even have the listing agent's information on there. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. And then you can see there was a new email that came in from Holly Dixon right here. So he has it connected with his email. So any new emails he gets are going to show up in his dashboard as well. And then you can also see that Brandy looked at a market report, which is really interesting because you can see here, Brandy really wasn't on his website before. There's nothing. And he sent out a market report, which we're going to show you guys how to do. And then all of a sudden, she's looking at properties on his website. So that market report is working for Dan. It's bringing Brandy Davis back to his website over and over again. So we'll show you guys how to set those up later on. But this is just kind of an overall view of who's been looking on your website and what they're looking at. If you wanted to hurry and place a call, you can place a call and just press this call button and call the person. You can also email and send a text as well. And so this is kind of just the overview of the activity of what's going on. If you want them to see the new leads, any new leads that came in, you can click on new leads. Any new text messages that came into the system, you can click on new text and it would only show the new text messages. The same thing with emails. You can look at hot leads. So anybody that's actively on your website over and over again, you can click on the hot leads. And then properties. So that's going to show any properties that people are looking at, kind of the same thing as the hot leads, but it's a different view. Then
So Erin, I'm
yeah.
excited to use the new app with Bold Trails because I think it'll sync better with calling from the app on my phone, which is where I want to call from rather than like a number that they may not recognize, and then have that kind of like sync back in with some of these leads that I follow up on, because I'll look at this stuff all the time and like I'll see, you know, like, oh my gosh, Will's still looking at property, or Brandy or whoever, and it's just like it's an instant, like, who should I call? Well, that person. They're looking at properties right now, you know, today, 2 hours ago, a couple days ago, or whatever. And so that's the person that you're going to want to call and follow up with. It's a no-brainer, like, when I'm stuck and, like, I don't know, whatever, like, just call that person. They're the ones that are looking. So I love that.
Yeah, and it's super easy to call somebody, right? They make it really easy where you can pull it up on your mobile app. You can also just use the dashboard, what we're using right now, and I could press this call button and it would pull up and give me their phone number. This is that Will's phone number, and you could pick up your phone down and just call Will if you wanted to. You can also press this call now feature and it would ring your cell phone and it would connect you with Will and start ringing his cell phone. So you can do it either way. You could also schedule a call if you wanted to. And then your call notes would go in here, right here, and then save call outcomes. So really easy to place the call. And they've made it really easy to either use the mobile app, your phone, or using the smart number through the system. So, and also texting them is super easy. I really like the texting feature. People are busy and sometimes sending a text message is really easy to do. And so they've made it really easy where you can just click on text and it's going to open up a new window and it says, creates a message to Will for you. So it does the work for you. And it says, I think you may like this listing. He's looking at it. Of course, he's going to like it, but it starts that conversation, right? And so then this link goes over to your website with more information about that property that he's been looking at.
Hey, Erin, can I ask another question? Sorry.
Yeah.
So pardon my ignorance, but on that text, is it set up on the phone number that's associated with your profile in Bold Trail like KV Core was, or can you set it up with your regular phone?
It is set up with your smart number. Every office has their own smart number. So when the text message does come out, it does come from your smart number. So yes, it will come from the office smart number. One thing is to know is it's called a smart number because it's smart enough to know if this person texts back that cell phone number, it says, oh, it's Dan's lead, and it will send it to Dan. And so if you do want to use your own phone number, I love what Dan said, pull up Bold Trail and use it through the app because it makes it super easy through Bold Trail to just use your own phone number. You can click on their phone number and it pulls it up like you're calling from your cell phone or you're texting from your cell phone. So I would go and take a look at the app if you're very particular and you want it to come from your cell phone, or you can just type out the message as well. But that's how it's set up. Any other questions? All right, so then we're going to jump over to tasks. So in the system, you can create tasks, or tasks are created within campaigns that you add to certain people. So if you have any tasks that need to be done, it will show you a list of tasks here. You can either mark them complete or snooze them if you don't want to do them today, and they'll pop up the next day. And then it will show you the past due tasks that tasks that you need to do as well. So there's a check-in that Dan needs to do. He can either press that he did it, or he can press snooze, or he can just delete it. If he's like, oh, I don't need to do that, you can go and delete them as well. Some people, when you get in here, you're going to have something very similar to where, oh, I didn't know this was even here. And you have a lot of tasks. It's really easy to clean out, because I know this is a little overwhelming and nobody wants a bunch of tasks when they start using something. So how you can quickly just remove them is just this checkbox right here at the top. It's going to select all of them, and then you can say mass delete, and it will delete all of them from the system, and you can start fresh. And then we're going to go over to, we went over the tasks. We're going to jump over to calls. So later on, we're going to show you how to automate your calls, where you can go in and make calls every day. But here's where you can see all the calls that you need to make today. So Dan has 10 calls that he needs to make today. He can go through and call them, or maybe he knows they're out of town or he has something going on. He can snooze them. If he snoozes them, just like an alarm clock, it's going to come back up. So snooze it, it will come back up tomorrow, and you'll have to make the call tomorrow. If you're going on vacation and you want to make some upcoming calls, any upcoming calls will show over here in this tab, and you can go through and make any upcoming calls. Dan doesn't have any, but if he did, they would show right here.
Cool.
If you want to connect it with your Gmail calendar, you can connect it. Dan has it connected with his. If you would like to do that, you can connect it with yours as well. And then My Business. Dan, I know you really like the My Business. I think it's really cool as well. A couple new things that they have is we can put company photos in, company videos in, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if everybody else does, but I was like, that's pretty interesting. So we can put a company video in. We can also have our blog for our company on here, so you guys can see all the latest new people at RE/MAX Associates. If you didn't know, Gavin and Jenny are new, and we have a lot of others. So you can scroll through everybody that's new within our company on the blog. But to go back to the business, we have the total contacts. That's going to show you everybody that's in the system, in your system. So there's 2,657, and then it will show you how many are in Sphere and Prospect, how many are new leads. So that's going to be somebody newly on your website looking. Maybe they came through Zillow and you have your Zillow leads connected. Maybe they came through homes.com, or they might have just came through on RE/MAX. It's going to show all of your new leads right here. Active leads, anybody that's actively on your website looking at homes. And then clients, these are going to be people that you're talking with, that they're interested in buying a home, they're out looking. And so if any of these numbers seem off, you can go in and you can look at those and clean them up if you need to. And then under contract, these are going to be people that are under contract with a home. And then of course, they closed a home with you. Dan, do you have anything to add to this? I know you utilize this.
No, I mean, I do, but I'll do it later. I think one important thing is maintaining this, right? Is to make sure that your new leads are actual new leads, and categorized appropriately. If you saw a couple of screens ago, I had Roger Jessup on my new lead, which he's not a new lead, but for whatever reason, my phone updated something and he became a new lead that synced over with Bold Trails. And so we're going to end this call with a challenge to spend time on updating your CRM, and it'll be little things like that that'll clean up so that this is more relevant data. More relevant data.
Yeah, and we're going to do that next training. We're going to go through that a little bit more.
Beautiful.
And then I wanted to, so I did an overview. Anything that you feel like I'm missing, Dan, of the overview?
I think that's great. I mean, even that top search bar, like even if you're used to calling it Core Present, I've tried it. If you type in Core Present, it'll take you to the new Present, right? And so, it's a little bit different, but it's still a lot the same. So if you're using that in the past, it's still gonna act like and use, similar usage as to what you're used to. So just a little side note there.
Yeah, and one other thing I do want to point out, especially if you guys are in here and you're utilizing it, is Where do I find my contacts? I think that's another overview thing. And your contacts are going to be on the left-hand side underneath contacts. So all of your leads within the system will be in here. So if you're looking for your contacts, they're in here. We were going over the RE/MAX Real Estate Insider that we put out every single month. So I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to send out that newsletter. Dan has a lot of people in his Bold Trail. Most people don't have 3,000. So I'm going to show you this way. Most people have a couple hundred or maybe 500. So a really easy way to send out this email is just to go into your contacts and then check box everybody that you want to send it to. And then you're going to go to email, this email button right here. And then you're going to search the templates right here. And you're just going to type out the month that you're in. So next month, you're going to type out March, but we're in February. Make sure you grab the 2025. And it's going to populate. It's going to populate the newsletter in here so that you can go and you can take a look. So we have the RE/MAX Associates, February Real Estate Insider. We have the Utah Market Update. We have this beautiful house for Valentine's with the RE/MAX sign on it. And we have market stats. So all of the market stats for January for all of Utah. Then we have a nice real estate article about stop renting and buying a home, in case anybody's on the fence about doing that. And then we also have the program from Lifetime Home Loans, Buy Before You Sell. It also leads over to more information on their website about that program that your clients can go check out. We have a recipe for Valentine's red velvet cake. We don't always want it to be about real estate, so we want to change it up and put some other things in there. When we have the football season, we'll have the football calendar, the jazz calendar. I'm really excited about the hockey calendar. I think everybody's excited about Utah hockey, right? Dan, are you excited about Utah hockey team?
I want to be, but I'm not quite there yet, like it sounds awesome,
Almost.
but I haven't got into it yet.
Go Golden
Yeah.
Knights.
Get with it,
There you
Dan.
go. Mike,
Come on.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We're adding that to our postcard options and we'll have it in the newsletter as well. So we have that schedule for anybody that might want it. We have curious about your market value. So they can go and get a market report on your website. We have our approved affiliate. So if is something that one of our clients might use, we will put our approved affiliates out here just so you guys know these are approved by multiple real estate agents. And so they've been used by somebody within the company or used a lot within the company. And Movingly has been a really great one. I know Roger, I know that Kelly just had an experience with them and was amazed by their service. So these are going to be really people that we did approve, and they can go get a quote on our website from Movingly. They also have, if my scrolling stops, sorry you guys, home value. So they can go get their home value on your website. They can also download your mobile app. If you did not know, you do have a mobile app that you can send your clients where they can search on the go, or they can get their estimated home value. And so that is everything that's on this newsletter. And then right down here, if you see an agent photo and all of this information, that just means it's going to plug in your agent photo and all of your agent information. That's why I said earlier that it was important that you had your agent profile filled out, because if you don't have your agent profile filled out, this information will not be correct. Everybody should, but just go make sure that it is correct.
And Aaron, there, like if you look at the activity on the front of the page where there's actually people like calling and looking at photos, there's a direct correlation between the activity that picks up on that front page, the one we want, the one we like, where they're looking at homes and I can call them, hey, you like that home? I'd love to show it to you, right? There's a direct correlation between that and sending this out. So this goes out and it might be a day or two before, your client actually looks at it. But when they click on this, they'll like, oh, I do want to know my home value. It's like, oh, I do want to have that market report, right? We had a couple market reports on my front page, right? Or like, oh, I did want to look at this one house. And so there's a direct correlation between this newsletter and the activity on the front page, which is the exact purpose and design of it. And it works.
Yep, I totally agree. It's just another way to stay in touch with your sphere of influence. Yes, Monty?
So I've been following along with my with the video on my own laptop, and I have filled out my agent information, my picture, but it doesn't show up on the email template, just like it's showing for Dan.
Yeah,
Where do we go to fill in that information?
it will automatically fill in. So a great question, Monty. So this will just say it's going to grab your info from your agent profile. And then all of this is just, it grabs all of your agent information off of your profile. So you actually
Aaron,
won't
what you're
see it, it will
saying
just
is
populate.
don't touch it.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
touch
touch
it.
this.
It'll automatically pull. If your profile's done correctly, this will automatically populate.
Yep. Just make sure it's in your profile correctly. And then after that, you guys, it's as easy as just press send. I'm not going to send it because Dan actually pays us to do a custom one for him. So we already did his for this month, or it's about ready to go out. So we won't send this one out to all of his clients, but that is how easy it is. You just press the send button and it will send it out to everybody. And I will tell you that it does send 250 at a time. If for some reason you have way more than 500, let me know. There is a different way, but this is just the easiest way and people have no problems doing it. And
how
after
do
you're,
I select more, or do I just, oh, it looks like you're showing more than 25 or 50 on your front page. How do I select all
Yes.
800 of my people?
okay,
You can't do all 800.
yeah, and there is another way, Esther. I do want to tell you because I think it is important. Right there, I was thinking Dan might be the other one, but Esther does have there's another person that has more than 500, right? Because if you only have 500, what you can do is you can scroll to the bottom and you can go to the next page and then you can do that again. And it honestly takes you 5 minutes to do that. So you can do it that way, and people are fine doing it. But if you have as many as Dan has, that would be a lot of sending. So there is another way that you can do it. And you're going to come over here to marketing, and you're going to go over here to scheduled mass emails. And you're going to say get started. And I'm pretty sure that Dan's already filled out the form, but if you go here, you should have a form that pops up if you've never been here, and you have to say that you had permission to call, text, and email them, and you have to fill out a whole form so that you are compliant with anti-spam laws. It takes about, it says like 2 days, but to be honest, it takes about like 5 business days. Wait to hear from them. And then this is how easy, and I'll walk you through the steps of how easy it is to do it this way as well. So after they accept it and say, yeah, you're great, you can send out emails because you're in compliant to send out the emails. You're going to come in here, you're going to look in the marketing underneath scheduled mass email. And when you're in here, it's going to have this schedule email button. So you're going to press the schedule email, and then you can select the contacts that you want. Yeah. Or you can say that you want to send it to statuses. And so you can say, I just want to send it to all my sphere, and you could send it to just your sphere. Or you can select everybody. I would suggest select everybody in there. So that how easy it is you just come in here, select all the different statuses. So I'm going to do every single status. I want to do prospect, sphere, new lead, active lead, client, contract, closed, because why not? It is information that they want to see. One thing about doing it, the scheduled and email, is you do have to schedule it for the future. You can't do it right away. So you're going to have to do it for tomorrow. So you can go in here and you can schedule it for February 12th. You can pick a time to send it out, and it is 24 hours. You can't do it anytime before that. So, and then from here, after you choose the date and the time, you're going to come over here to templates. And you're going to type out February and make sure you select the 2025. I'm going to go delete the 2024 so nobody accidentally grabs it. But grab the February 2025, and then it's here. One thing to note is make sure that you see the email before you send it out. If for some reason the email is not showing, something happened, and restart. Also, you can get like you can get going like too fast and it doesn't show up fast enough, and then you press send and then it won't show the email. So make sure
Erin?
that the email populates. Yes.
Can you scroll to the bottom? I want to see if yours shows the signature. Mine just shows the places it's going to fill.
Yeah. So this is how it looks. So
Okay.
when it has agent photo, that means it's going and grabbing the agent photo from the profile. So it will show Dan's photo there. It will show Dan's name and his title, his cell phone, his email, and his site URL. So that's why it's really important to make sure
On
your
post
agent
then.
profile is filled out correctly. And then after you're done with that, you can just say schedule. And now it's going to schedule the email and it will go and be sent out to your people. And it's as easy. I'm going to schedule it because I can go in and delete it afterwards because we already have one for Dan. But you can just go press schedule, and then you can see right here, February Real Estate Insider is going to go out. This is the date it's going out, and it's going to go out to 1,224 contacts. If you want to edit it, you can edit, or if you want to remove it, you can remove it.
Erin, this is James. You can also, on that signature line where it's pulling from your profile, you can also, if you don't like all of that information, you want to change it, but you can change that as well and actually type it direct in.
Yeah, you can for sure. You can go in and type anything you want. We have just made it easy so that if you guys just want to get in there, you can send it and all of your contact information pulls right through. If for some reason you don't like what it shows right down here, you can for sure grab this image box. This is how easy it is, and throw it in over here, and you can go browse and look for your image and add it. Or you can grab the text box and throw the text box in and type your name, and however you want it to look, you can type out your information right here as well. So that is an option. You could even go add in additional information in here or change it up. Maybe you're like, I hate cake and I don't want to send cake for some reason. You can remove the cake and just delete the whole thing out of there. But this is just ready to go if you guys just want to send it as is. If not, you can for sure come in here and edit anything that you want.
No.
Can we set it up to just do it every month, or do we have to come back in once a month and
You
tell-
do have to come back in once a month for this one to send it out. Yes, there are other things that we're going to show you. Dan and I will throughout the trainings of set it and forget it. And there are some really fun things to do that with. But the Real Estate Insider is you do have to go in every single month and create it.
And unless you're special like Dan and you've worked out a deal with Erin.
Yes, and I love that you
Unbelievable.
did say that. So there is a custom newsletter that you can purchase through our company. It's $100 per month, and we do it for you. We just send you a proof. You don't even have to ask us. If Dan gets a proof every single month that says, here, Dan, this is what it looks like. Are you good to go? And he gives us a thumbs up. Or he'll be like, this, I want this changed. And then we send it out for him. And so we are happy to do that for you guys. There is $100 charge for it, but honestly, it's a killer deal at $100 to have it all customized for you. So, all right. Any other questions on the newsletter? Okay. One other thing, because I went a little long on that, but I do want to jump back over here and just show you guys. I went over the newsletter, but at the same time, I do a social media market update, and hopefully you guys are all seeing it on social media. And if you aren't, it's because you aren't following us. So go follow us on social media. We're Remax Associates Utah, or Remax Associates is on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And we put out this market update every single month that is very easy for you to just go and share on your Facebook. So it's just another way to be in touch with your sphere of influence. All you can do is share it. We also put it in the bulletin when it's available as well. So if you're not big on social media, go watch our bulletin. We'll announce it, and then you can go share it. So
And again, is that something that we get to pay you to do for us, or is that not the
I have never done that, but Esther, we can talk about that. I've never had anybody ask me, but I'm sure, yes, we could look at those options, and we could even brand it to you if you wanted, where we could have your photo on here, and then we could post it to your social media if you wanted. Let's chat about that if that's something
Okay.
you want.
It's like you said, set it and forget it. As many things as I can automate gives me more time to be with people.
Yes, I love it. I would love to set that up for anybody. I've just never had anybody ask me that question, but I love the idea of
like
doing
that
it,
as
and maybe
well.
I'll implement that. Sorry, was there another question?
No, I just said I like that as well.
Yeah, Dell just said yeah.
Okay, Del, I'll get back in contact with everybody and we'll come up with a fair price for everybody where we can just go customize it and put your guys' info in there. And then what that would cost for us to just go and put it on your social media for you. And then Dan, do you want to end it and talk about
Yeah.
the next couple weeks? Or
So-
I mean, not weeks, there's several.
Yeah, so we'll get to the material as far as like who to contact, how to contact, what to say, that kind of stuff. We'll fill that in. I think we've had a lot of Q&A, so we can skip through that. But I think we want to end this with the last slide, Aaron, which is a weekly challenge. And so I think, if we go back to the stats, right, like as far as who, the overwhelming majority of real estate's done by referral, right? It's the easiest thing. It's a soft landing from someone across from you who is referred to you by someone you trust, and they want to transact, right? And so how do we get ourselves in front of more of that? There's a bunch of different, like little catch 3-2-1s or 3-10-1 or whatever the case may be. But like, I want you to set a goal. Think about focusing on trying to contact 3 of the most likely people to refer you every single day. And then once you're past that, those 3 calls is to figure out how to get additional leads. So what does that look like? If you're expired FSBO kind of agent, try to like, maybe your daily goal is 3-2-1, where I'm going to contact 3 of my top 50. I'm going to work until I get 2 new leads. And then I want that last key thing is to spend an hour on your CRM. If you look at mine, I'm not doing that last one bit, right? I've got some stuff that I need to work up on and brush up my bold trails. I want to get my CRM just humming, right? And so whether it's 3-2-1s or 3-10-1, where it's 3 top 50, and then you're calling 10 just from your SOI, just put it on, bold trails to select 10 random people every single day, different ones, so that you're able to contact all of your folks. And then a key is to spend an hour on your CRM to make it right and to automate this stuff to make your life easier. So I think that's going to be a weekly challenge to everyone is to contact your top 50, the people most likely to refer you, contact and just get out there with people, try to get leads, contact your SOI, and then also spend the time on your CRM to make this thing work for you. All right. Well, it's 12 almost. Thanks everybody for joining. Can't wait to see you next week. We're going to dive into a little bit more on how to automate some of these things that will, make your life easier so that you don't have to do them over and over again. And then, go from there. So thank you for joining us.
And then I just wanted to let you guys know, if anybody does want to automate anything like Esther, if you want to, I put a link to my calendar. Let's get a calendar meeting set up, and I'm happy to talk about how to get that implemented in your business going forward.
Awesome. Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great class. Thanks.